Y2K M&M's tie.
I'm going to show you one of the most popular ways to tie a tie, using the Windsor knot.
So, this is now an annual tradition. So let me look at you. This is now an annual tradition. We're doing yet another New Year's recap, just kind of a year in review. That's the term I was looking for. Now, I'm pretty excited about this one because I in the last few months, I've really been grinding out YouTube. I've really been, working on YouTube, really been making sure to get some good uploads out there, and I'm proud of a lot of the ones that I got uploaded. So we're gonna start from the oldest upload, the first one of the year, and we're just gonna work our way up to the more recent ones, and just kind of give fun facts and details about them that I'm either I'm proud of them or what I could have done better, and just kind of recap the whole year. Need my drink, my Diet Dr. Kelp. Am I stupid? I guess that's a New Year's tradition too, just dumping liquid everywhere. I'm gonna have to replace this table. You know what? That's my New Year's resolution. Replace this table because it's sticky. I've cleaned it. So we're starting off pretty strong. My first video of the year was Making Wheatley Angry, which pulled 197 views, and that was 10 months ago. So I took a little bit of a break in between my first retrospective and my upload of the year. I mean, that one was, just like I talked about in the last retrospective, I said I wanted to do more of the short form stuff, just to kind of like, in between the major uploads. I didn't do a whole lot of that this year, but I will say that was absolutely what that was. It pulled good views, people really liked it. From what I can tell, at least, I guess, there's not a whole lot of comments to tell. But from what I can tell, I mean, it popped off, it got some good views in comparison to my normal uploads, and I'm pretty proud of that one. I really wouldn't change a whole lot. Maybe the ending is a little bit weird, but other than that, I mean, I'm really, really happy with it. But that ending is really just nitpicking at that point. I'm very satisfied with that video. Becoming the God of Golf. That was the first of two, I believe, that was the first of 3 VR videos that I did this year. And I really enjoyed the VR stuff. It didn't do super well views-wise, but I really did enjoy just making those videos. It was very enjoyable. So I used a PSVR. I have the original PSVR, and I figured, I got some games for it. This would be fun, and so I ended up doing it, and I had a really good time making those videos again. I would love to do more VR stuff, but now that I've got the PC set up, I'll probably wait, and maybe I'll get a MetaQuest, or maybe I'll get a VR headset that works with the PC, so that I can play more games on it. What's also interesting is that my first VR video was just golf, which I didn't think was gonna be that super entertaining. But for me, I was really proud of it when it was done. I was like, this is gonna be a really good video. I made a really nice thumbnail for it. I was really, really proud of that one. I will say, Becoming the God of Golf, definitely not my best title work, but I mean, I do think that this is a pretty good video. Though one issue I have with all the VR videos is for some reason, I'm pointing to the screen like you can see it, but you can see like the corners on the top, like the top left and right corners have a weird cutoff on them, and I don't really know why. I don't know why the PSVR, when you stream on it, it does that. So that's one of the biggest reasons I stopped making VR videos. It's just because it's like it's got a weird issue. But I mean, other than that, the videos are fun to make, and I mean, they're fun to edit, just a fun process all the way around. So I probably would do VR videos again, just under different circumstances. Another VR video immediately after that is I Have the Force in VR, which was the Vader Immortal story mode. Didn't do amazing at first, but now it's actually doing better than my golf video, which the golf video was on top of that one for a while. So that Vader Immortal, that's at 36 views right now, which isn't amazing, but I mean, it's about average, I think, for me. But that video ended up doing really well. I mean, in hindsight, it didn't do super well at initial upload, but now it's kind of picked up some steam. But that one was fun, though it's probably and I say worst, it's not like I hate it. It's probably just my worst upload of the year. just because I should have done the Lightsaber Dojo, the game mode that people actually care about. I don't think anybody was, you know, fiending for the story of Vader Immortal. So I mean, that one was fine. It was just an okay video, I think. Maybe it was a little long. So that's definitely not my best work, but I would like to go back to Vader Immortal if I can make some entertaining content out of the arcade mode. So Five Nights at Freddy's 1, that was a great video. That's one I'm super happy with. Easily my best thumbnail of the year. I love that thumbnail. I made that one. I did a couple different versions of it, but I think that's my best thumbnail I've probably ever made. I really liked the video. I leaned a little heavy on the Markiplier bit, but I genuinely, like, I really do enjoy that video. Super fun to make, super fun to edit, just a good time, like, all around. And I think that, like, it did well with views. It got to 63 views, which is, I mean, that's almost double my last upload, which was the Vader Immortal video. And I think that people really did like the FNAF stuff that I made. So I was really happy to have such a strong start with FNAF 1. And then it got pretty even views with the rest of the series. Five Nights at Freddy's 2, fine. I will say I enjoy the gameplay of FNAF 2 a lot more than FNAF 1. So FNAF 2 got about the average view count, which was around 32 views is where it's sitting at. But FNAF 2 was way more fun to record because it was just way more of an enjoyable game. I know that FNAF 2 has a bigger learning curve for sure, and I think that game ended up just being way more satisfying to beat. And I think if you watch the videos back to back, obviously I have fun recording both, but you can see I have more of an enjoyment of the FNAF 2 gameplay than the FNAF 1. And that's not to disparage FNAF 1, because FNAF 1 is also phenomenal. So I think that both of those videos are pretty good. I will say 40-minute videos, I really like making the longer form content, especially with a game like Five Nights at Freddy's, because it's going to be a lot of suspense. It's going to be a lot of that stuff that I want to leave in. So 37 minutes, I think that's my longest FNAF video. So FNAF 2 is the longest one at 37 minutes and 34 seconds. FNAF 1 was 35, so it wasn't like a huge difference. But I think that it was a good video. I'm pretty proud of that one. It was a great time. I streamed that on Twitch. I haven't done a whole lot of Twitch streaming as of late, but I will say that those FNAF games were super fun to stream on Twitch and just have the audience reaction and being able to interact with my viewers as the game was happening was super fun. I am just okay at Minecraft build battles. That was another one of those videos that was like, originally I wanted it to be more like Making Wheatley Angry, where it was no webcam, no voice, and just kind of building in the game. But I figured that one could use some talking in it, especially because there's so much downtime of just building. But that one, I had a really fun time working on it. I think the thumbnail's a little weak on it, but I mean, that's not like a huge deal for me. But I really enjoyed working on that one too. I mean, all of my videos this year were very fun to make. There was never one that I was like, oh my god, I have to work on this. FNAF 3. So that one is probably the least scary one. Actually, that's even the title is FNAF 3 isn't scary at all. That's very true. It's a very not scary game. It focused heavily on the lore, which is fine. I like the lore stuff. I do wish that it was a bit more. I mean, when you're going up against FNAF 2, which is, in my opinion, and this is a pretty common opinion, I feel, is one of, if not the best FNAF game, FNAF 2 is, FNAF 3 just kind of fell flat in comparison, and you can tell in the views of the videos, it actually did get less views than the other Five Nights videos, which is fine. Again, not a huge deal, but it's just interesting to me because everyone kind of, like, I love FNAF 3 because of the lore, and I love Springtrap as a design and a character. Like, that's super cool to me, but the gameplay does fall flat, and it's interesting to watch the views kind of agree with me in that opinion, where it's like FNAF 3 did the worst performing, and that's just interesting to see that it is true that people don't really care for the gameplay of FNAF 3 that much, but I mean, Again, it was just like last time, just like the last FNAF videos. I, got on Twitch, talked to the audience, played the game, had a really good time. Duncannon helped me out with finding the mini games. It was a super good night, a super good way to spend a night. But like, ultimately, FNAF 3 is the most mundane one, and it kind of shows in the video. FNAF 4, that's another strong thumbnail for me. I really do like that thumbnail. Terrifying game. It was the only one of the FNAF games that I did up till this point that took multiple streams to complete. That one was super, super good, up there with FNAF 2 in gameplay and enjoyability. I had a really good time making it, just like all the other games, streamed it on Twitch. Had a super fun time just working on, just trying to get this game, relearning the mechanics of it. And people did like that video. That one's sitting at 59 views, so people did enjoy that one. Or at least people viewed it. But yeah, it was super fun to record, super fun process. I genuinely enjoy the game. I'm not trying to turn this into a review of the game, but like having to relearn something on the 5th night was kind of annoying, but in hindsight, I'm like, that's really cool. It's a really smart thing to have in there. That was one of the most interactive chat nights I had on Twitch until I kind of phased out Twitch streaming. Super fun time. I just had a bunch of people in the chat talking. I'd love to stream the FNAF games again just because that had a certain community feeling compared to any other game I had streamed on Twitch. Like that was by far the most like fun I'd had on Twitch probably ever. Sister Location. That one was kind of a nightmare. I tried so hard to beat that game and I could not. And I was playing on console at the time, so I wonder if it would be easier on PC, but I don't have any means to go back to it. I don't intend on going back to it. It wasn't super fun. The gameplay up until the mini arenas was really, really fun, but that just became so repetitive that I was like, I don't think I'm gonna come back to it, unfortunately. King Rolf is too easy. I'm really, really proud of that one. I spent a good amount of time working on the thumbnail, working on the actual editing of the video itself, of course. The gameplay was so fun in that game. Playing God of War, getting my interest of God of War in a video, other than the intro bits I've done for both the New Year's things, I guess. But actually getting to play God of War for a video was super fun, because I love those games. They're super fun to play, and I really do enjoy making content about that sort of stuff. Same way I loved making a Portal 2 video. So it was really cool to be able to play that game and make some content out of it without having to play the story. Just doing some of the side stuff that I enjoyed. All of the attempts that I made on King Rolf are in that video. Like it really only took like 7 or 8 tries, I think. It was like a really good video to record. I streamed it on Twitch, but I like wasn't. It was definitely one of the weirdest Twitch streams I did because I was no mic, no webcam, and I didn't read chat. I used Twitch as like a recording software for my PS4. Proud of the thumbnail. That's another one I really liked. I have the Leviathan axe that I made, I guess a year ago now, and put that in the thumbnail. That sort of stuff is super fun. To have physical props for your thumbnail making is always super fun. The final VR video that I did, that was FNAF Help Wanted Taught Me to Be an Engineer. That one was a really interesting story for the thumbnail. I kept making different versions of the thumbnail because, obviously not on purpose, I kept accidentally using fan art for the thumbnail. This was before I posted the video. So I kept going and like consulting my friends and being like, how do we feel about this one? And they're like, oh, I found that image. Unfortunately, that is fan art. It's like, oh my God. So I kept digging and digging and digging. And then I used the sprite of Bonnie in FNAF 2. And then I just added like red eyes to it. So it's the sprite from the game. But oh my gosh, it was so much work just to get the thumbnail ready. Everything else had been done except for Spring Bonnie, or Withered Bonnie, because I kept just trying to find like just an image of Spring Bonnie that I could, or Withered Bonnie that I could use. Are there any good Halloween snacks? It's shocking how fast we're at this point, considering I've only been filming for like 45 minutes. Are there any good Halloween snacks? Very, very good video. I have this kind of not insecurity, but I have this feeling whenever I do the live action videos, I call them live action. I don't really know what else to call them. Whenever I do videos like that, I always get this like nagging voice where I'm like, is any of this like actually usable? And then every time I surprise myself and manage to get a video that I'm super proud of. And like, so I think the first one I did was monster cereals. And that one I was like, yeah, I think I should be able to make a few minutes of content. You know, it should be fine. Made a super well-made video in my opinion, one that I was super proud of. The Christmas video, I was like, we had a good time, Valtric and I'm sure that this will be a good video. That one worked out great. This video, I even said at one point in the video, is this gonna be good enough for content? Because I really wasn't sure. And then sure enough, that video is actually sitting at above average views and I'm really proud of it, and I think that ended up going really well. So I am pretty proud of the Halloween snacks video. The thumbnail is good too. I like doing the Starbucks version of my logo. I love doing the alternate versions of my logo. I love doing that stuff because it's just super fun to mess around and change stuff up. But yeah, I mean, that one was very good to film, very easy, just setting up the camera. You know, eating snacks on camera really isn't that hard of a video to film. So, BeamNG Drive. That one is definitely inspired by Jaden Williams on TikTok. I don't have the webcam, so I couldn't do the fake crashes, but I also like grew up watching the Jacksepticeye BeamNG videos. Those ones were super good too. So that was always like something that I had kind of watched. So it's cool to be able to play the game now, because I wasn't able to before, because I like I said, only recently have I gotten a PC. So it's cool to be able to replay those games that like I wanted to play back when I like grew up watching those YouTubers like Markiplier and Jacksepticeye. Lethal Company is trauma-inducing. That is quite a process to get that video out. That was a lot of work. I'm super proud of the thumbnail. That took a lot of photoshopping character models into the same position that I was in, putting the shovel in my hands and everything. Like, that took a lot of work, and I am super proud of the result that we got there. So that is something. But that's something I'm super proud of. But that is something I'm super proud of, is the thumbnail on that one is phenomenal, I think. And not only am I proud of the thumbnail, I'm also just proud of the content within the video. I think it might be one of the longest videos I made this year. It's at 36 minutes. So it's definitely up there. I think FNAF 2 might be my longest. Let me look, hold on. Yeah, 37. Yeah, so FNAF 2 is my longest video, but Lethal Company is close on that with 36 minutes, whereas the FNAF 2 is 37. But that was, I got a whole bunch of my friends on there who all, you know, were super hilarious the whole time, like making great jokes. It was really just like a really fun time to have all my friends on like a game, just playing it together. And I don't think I've ever played a game that had proximity chat that wasn't at least somewhat enjoyable, even if it's just for the proximity chat. But Lethal Company is one of those games that has amazing proximity chat funny moments, but also just great horror moments and great funny moments with your friends because of how the game works. So that one's a super enjoyable game to just play. I still play that with my friends sometimes, although some of them are on a break from it because we've been playing it a little too much. But hopefully they come back to it, because I would love to play more Lethal Company, and I would love to do another video about it. The Christmas Cookie Catastrophe. That was my most recent video, my Christmas video. I'm pretty proud of that one too. I know I've been saying I'm pretty proud of all of them, but I mean, really, this year I put in a lot of effort, I think, in my videos, and I think I have the right to be proud of them. I collabed with Valtric and I collabed with Duncan for this one. It was super easy process, and then I think that we were all very funny for it. I think it was a very good time for all parties. I don't think I could have done as good as a holiday video as I did without those two in there. I mean, Valtric came back after the last holiday video, and just as fun, super fun time again. Then we had Duncan on for the first time for the judgment segment, and I mean, you could hear it in the video. I was just laughing hysterically the whole time, because even in jokes that weren't in the video, that just like, you know, we didn't have in the video, like I'm sitting there laughing because we were just having such a good time, and it ended up being like coming out in the video, I think. that it was just a super enjoyable process through and through, collabing with those two, and I'd love to do it more. So Duncan, Val, if you want to come back on the channel, you know, just shoot me a DM. I'm willing to have you back on. But I mean, yeah, so that's, I mean, those are all of my videos. That's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That's 15 videos. If I'm not mistaken, last year I got 17. So I did do less videos, but I think if I look through my videos of last year, of 2022, I will say there are less videos, or there are more videos that I'm not so proud of. Whereas this year, I'm proud of all of the videos I made. There were definitely longer breaks in between them, which I would love to fix. I've been working on it. I mean, trying to get somewhat consistent upload schedules. I'll do at least, what, 2 a month? But yeah, I think I had a really good year on YouTube. Phenomenal, like in terms of content creation, making the thumbnails, editing, all of it was really fun again this year. And not to say that it wasn't in 2022, but you know, it is a different kind of fun when you're making videos that you are like 100% proud of. So I think that this was a really good year in review. I mean, of course, I would have loved to have more videos out. That's always going to be a goal. But ultimately, I mean, I think that it was such a good time to work on these videos that I made, and I'm so proud of them that it's not the same amount of videos. I'm perfectly okay with it. But yeah, overall, this year has been phenomenal for content creation. I wouldn't have it any other way. There is one change I would make, actually one change. If I could fit in the final FNAF video I'm doing, I would have put that in this year, but I put it off. So I plan. Now I know I made a promise last New Year's video that fell flat, so I won't make any promises, but I intend at some point during 2024 to upload the final FNAF video I'm gonna do. I'll leave it at that. I can't go any farther than that. That's all I can say. That's all I'm at liberty to say. I'm hoping to get the FNAF video, the final FNAF video. I had a phenomenal time working on YouTube videos this year. It really did feel a little bit like a comeback from some of the content that I made last year. Like some of the videos that I made last year have been my worst performing years videos on YouTube ever. So it is kind of nice to have a lot higher viewership consistently, because it's not a necessity, but it is a affirmation. It's an affirmation. It kind of builds confidence in my content creation. I think it's caused better videos. Like, I can make good videos without looking at the views and I can be fine. But it is nice to be like, I really poured my heart and soul into a video and then I see it do well. And when I'm doing this again next year, hopefully I can say, yeah, I did even better than I thought I was going to do, and I made some great videos, and I had a great time. So yeah, I mean, here's to 2023. So here's to 2023, and here's to getting new tables. Have a happy new year. See you in 2024.